Janam, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming.
It's a lovely day to
Yeah.
meet, finally.
Finally, yes. But hey, you know
Yeah.
what? Before you take your shoes off, can I take you to the garden?
Oh, yeah.
Do you mind?
Of course.
Okay,
yeah.
just
let's
keep
go.
your.
Let's
let
go.
me take your purse though.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, and I'll just grab my coat.
Wonderful.
You remember I've been talking about it a lot.
Oh,
And I
yes.
just love to show you, just
This is-
quickly while you've got your jacket on still.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Fantastic.
How's your day?
Oh,
You're doing fine.
good. Yes, good to know. Yeah, so come on in. I'd just like to
you.
show you the garden, if I may. Remember, I was talking about it a lot in the
Oh, yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
So this is where I would have had my vegetables and things, you know, tomatoes, eggplant, zucchini, peppers, and stuff.
You can make a
But-
veggie salad with them.
Yeah, you could make a veggie salad with them. Yeah. Now I put all my compost down. It's sort of like, you know, turning into the
know.
soil to renew it and
Yeah.
stuff. But this is what I was talking about, you know, the wildflowers.
Oh, yeah.
And so they were all really quite lovely in the
Wonderful.
summer. Of course, they're not doing so well now as it's you know, winter and it's their sleep time. But you know, I wanted to show you some of them, and maybe I don't know if you're familiar with some of them. Like this one is a nigella, and the nigella is actually the black cumin seed. Maybe you know black cumin. The
sort of,
cumin
yeah.
is used
Well,
in a lot
yes.
of foods, and particularly on our pastries in Turkey. So those little black seeds are
That's actually
actually
very famous also in
Fil-
my place, like
Is it?
Kerman in
in
southeastern
Kerman, you
Iran.
have that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, well, because it's
Oh,
been
wow.
on the spice road.
Yeah, the spice root. Yeah.
And you can't imagine how it's really smelled
yeah,
sounded
I
when
can
you were in the
imagine.
bazaar.
I can imagine.
and cumin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. But
Well, I hope to come there one
What
day.
was the
with
name
you.
again?
This is Nigella, but it
Nigella.
would be black. But that's what they call it, I guess, in Latin.
it's
But it
wonderful.
would probably have a different name. We know it as black cumin seed,
Okay.
and then it's sprinkled on pastries, and it's an antioxidant.
yeah.
It's helping the body's organs replenish themselves. It's just incredible. So I wanted to give you some of those seeds.
Thank you.
And then I've also got, if I can just sort of step in here, you know, I've got some poppies. So these were the red poppies.
Oh,
And I know I can't give you a nice bouquet, but at least I could give you some poppy seeds.
oh, that's
Because
sweet.
you know they're red poppy seeds that then come out,
I should grow them somewhere.
and you could plant them somewhere, and they'll bloom next spring and summer.
Oh. You know, I've never
So-
seen a poppy in my life before I would come to Canada.
No,
So
they
that
don't have
is-
them in your region.
No,
Ah, okay.
but yeah, that reminds me of my new house.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, I was kind of upset because these are growing really, really well. But you know, they're kind of framed in. And if we think of like you know, they're being wild and they're supposed to just grow naturally, I felt like I sort of forced them into some sort of a fence. And then I planted too many and they kind of grew into each other, which is a good thing. But also, I thought they should just be freer, you know? Like we talked about, you know,
Yeah.
flowers and wildflowers in particular,
Sure.
they kind of remind me of a nation or
Yeah.
a country that should have all its wildflowers growing freely. But let's come back inside.
Oh, yeah.
Because you must be cold by now. Please come in. Come in. Maybe we have a seat.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This must be Istanbul,
That's
right?
Istanbul, yeah. It's
Oh
Istanbul.
my God.
Yeah. And this is our streets of struggle.
It
you
gives me
know?
goosebumps.
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps as well. Resistance and beauty and pleasure and sorrow and pain. So you know the areas. Have you been?
I've
So
been to
that would be, yeah, say, where
Beyoğlu.
have you been? Beyoğlu.
Yeah.
Beyoğlu's behind us. It would be
Okay.
over there. And this is looking down in Karaköy, the Topkapi Palace and the whole Sultanahmet area. And then over there, the Bosphorus Straits and Asia, right? So half Europe, half Asia. It's just
Yeah.
wonderful to be part of both.
Yeah.
And to be in a city that's part of both European and Asian.
I know.
Yeah, isn't it beautiful? And all the
It's
details,
impressive.
the lives and the way people are living. They've got their terraces. They've got, yeah, it's just beautiful. And you know, we would be up on the Galata Tower, which is maybe, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Hazar Fen. He put on wings, and he constructed those wings actually from Da Vinci's drawings that were very much circulating at the time because of the trade. And so he took those sketches and he actually made wings and flew off the Galata Tower, is what we're told, and lands on the other side apparently.
But-
Hazar Fen.
But
Yeah.
why haven't I ever heard about it?
Well, that would be depending on who's writing what history and what history you're reading.
Oh,
Who's,
okay.
you've got to read some other books. You've got to read some other books.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe I can just take you this way into the kitchen. And,
Sure.
so come make your Turkish coffee. Yeah. Yeah, let's,
Oh, look at
let's
this.
just,
Look at this. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
yeah.
So fancy.
Well,
You're
actually,
spoiling me
no,
today,
No, no. Actually,
Anita.
this is it's pretty basic. It would be how we would normally serve it. You know, somebody puts a rose or just a little bit of Turkish lokum. Well,
Yeah.
we have Turkish coffee everywhere. So
Oh my
it's
God, this is
in every
amazing.
home. Everybody in the home would greet you. They would have you seated, bring you a glass of water. I think maybe it's got something to do with the Silk Route. You know, when you came maybe centuries, millennia ago through the caravanserai, and people would come in, they'd be given a glass of water, and then, you know, after food, Turkish coffee is a digestive, so it helps relax everything. And yeah, it's lovely. So it takes time to cook, though.
I know, but it's good because we can have a chat together,
Yeah,
right?
we can, of course.
And
Please come and join us.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Oh my God. I
Here
love
we
the
are.
smell.
Yeah.
So nostalgic.
sweet.
You're giving me this one with more foam.
Of course, because
Thank
they
you.
went uneven because I was a little bit.
Thank you so much. Tell me about the water.
Well, the water, because the coffee, when you drink it, it's going to have a little bit of it's going to create a little film on the top of your tongue, and sometimes it feels a little dry. So then you drink a bit of water with it.
Is it
so
before
that
or
it just-
after or?
As you drink, and then, you know, our lokum, which maybe you have as well,
Yeah.
made of different essences, rose, orange blossom.
We call it rohatul hulhum, and that means
Ah.
lokum, you said.
Lokum,
It means
yeah.
the bite that goes down
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, so please
Oh,
help
thank you.
yourself.
Thank you so
And
much.
you know, we once had in Istanbul a man, his name was Salih Bey. He was a tea person. And every time we had lunch, because they used to give us lunch at our work, even in big companies, agencies, we always were fed lunch.
Wow.
Very healthy with soup and a
Really?
main dish, rice, desserts, fruits. And then Salih Bey would come to our offices and he'd come around with coffee. And it's a
Aw.
digestive, so it sort of relaxes the stomach and makes you sort of relax after the food. And then he would not just bring the coffee, he would spread rose petals all around the coffee. He was a wonderful man. I miss him
Oh my
dearly.
God.
Please.
Thank you.
So this, I guess, I made without any sugar because you didn't
That's
want
what I
sugar.
like.
So you get a little
Yeah.
bit of middle or a lot.
The original sense of coffee is what
without
I
the
like
sugar.
very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, you know, a political philosopher, her name's Sheila Ben Habib. And she uses old ideas from Kant, Immanuel Kant, from like the 1795. It was actually called Perpetual Peace. It was an essay he wrote. And she believes that in that essay, we can tease out things about hospitality and cosmopolitanism, and how as we grow more and more into larger cities, how this sense of being cosmopolitan, being mixed and diverse from all over the place, is also a form of hospitality if we know how to treat one another. I'll take
Should I just use the stick or?
Don't bite your tongue. These are not the best, but they're what I can find here. So they would be with pistachios and much more flavor.
Thank you so much for the coffee.
My pleasure.
It's amazing to be here
My
with you.
pleasure.
But let's join me in my house. Okay.
Could I?
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
All right,
I'll
I've got got a
you.
little bit of time today, so
No, it's okay.
Yeah, why
It's,
not?
we still have some
We
time.
have some time.
Yeah, let
All
me
right.
help you clean up and
Okay,
then we can go.
Let's go. Sounds good. We can continue our talk there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay.
Come on inside, welcome.
Oh,
Voila.
thank you. Befärmai.
Yes, of
Tashakur.
course. So, before we do anything else, I
Yeah.
would like you to go to the balcony.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to show
All
you the
right.
view.
Thank you.
And I'll prepare some.
Oh, fantastic.
Tea for you.
Oh
Okay.
my God, look at your view. It's beautiful.
Be there in a second.
Oh, you're right near the river. That's lovely.
This is a
Oh,
wonderful place.
this is
Yeah.
your view.
Isn't
It's
this amazing?
amazing.
I spend the whole summer evenings
Sitting
here.
out here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, lots of beauty. And all down by the river there, it's just beautiful.
I'm gonna tell you this. So, what I'm having here as a scenery is totally different from my own hometown. The
How does it differ?
Well, when I was in Kerman, I was also on the 9th floor. I was in a rooftop thingy.
Uh-huh.
I had my own balcony, but it was only the city and the mountain
Yeah.
at the background. But over here, and we're having that flat view of everything, and it's amazing. I love it. And also, we've got a river.
Yeah, you have a river.
I can't be any more blessed to have
South
such a beautiful
Saskatchewan
thing.
River, yeah, it's swift flowing, and it starts way up north. It goes through Edmonton, it comes down, and it just continues.
And-
yeah, and it's all humans have always built near riversides and near some sort of
Yeah.
source of water.
Like the Delta Hotel, we once talked about it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. I mean, if I were back like 70 years ago, I would have enjoyed more of the nature
yeah.
than now.
Yeah.
I really don't want people to, take it for granted. We're trying to build more infrastructures and everything, but the thing is that we always have to be mindful just to keep the nature the
Yeah,
way
of
how it
course.
is.
Yes, of
The thing
course.
that makes this thing beautiful is not only the river but also the trees.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah,
we
lots
take
of
good
trees
care
in
of
the
it.
city. Yeah. How do you feel when you're out here?
Well, that's a tough question. It's because it's different, like the river and everything. Sometimes that makes me this kind of tickle that oh, I'm finally here in Canada. I
Yeah.
always loved Canada.
Yeah.
I really loved it. But at the same time, it's very melancholic because I'm far away from Iran. But I'm a wild thing, and I'm just trying to
and
find
you
myself.
managed to find
Yeah,
yourself again on
go
the
ahead.
9th floor.
It's cold outside. Okay, so here comes
Oh,
the tea.
funny. Thank you. That's
Enjoy.
beautiful.
Befärmai.
How was it? Merci, Janam. Oh, the rose is beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite flavor when it comes to Persian tea.
Yeah. Tell
That
me
brings
about
me-
Persian tea.
Oh, well, I was never that kind of tea lover, but my dad was. He has pictures of drinking tea from the teapot while he was only 1 year or something like
from
that.
birth.
And yeah, so everyone makes this kind of joke that my dad was more fed with tea rather than milk. Yeah, and it was always like in my house when I was with my mom and dad. I could always hear the sound of the kettle or that thing samovar.
Samovar.
Yeah, the Russian word.
Yeah, that's a Russian word. Yeah.
And I always loved the essence of the essence of having family and tea.
You know, the tea memory I have from Istanbul is when you're in bed still and somebody's up making tea and they pour it and then there's a clink, 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 clink with the little spoon in the Turkish tea glass. And it just has such a wonderful memory. Tell me more about your dad.
Well, I should tell you about my dad's family. It dates back to Safavid dynasty and Shah Abbas II, who has been a very renowned king, used to have a governor in Kerman who was called Ganjali Khan, and he was like the son-in-law of Shah Abbas, and he is my ancestor.
Oh.
And we're somehow connected to the Safavid dynasty. What I liked about my ancestor the most was that he was known to be a humanitarian. And sometimes I wonder, like, what remains from you in the history? We talked about history.
Yeah, we
You
did.
told me about the guy who,
Hazarfan.
yeah, Hazarfan.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder what will the history remember from us in the future? Is it like our actions or just the good deeds that we do, no matter if someone knows about it already or not?
Well, someone will know about the good deeds. There'll be memories that you leave with people around you.
Yeah.
And they'll live on, and it's humanity is it's possible for everybody to do good deeds if they work and try at it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
think of, for example, Ganjali Khan. No one will ever know about him here in Canada. So he is just like the
But that's
history
up to
that will be
you to
washed away.
tell
the point.
them. Yeah.
And maybe I should be a good follower of my family somehow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That no one won't ever care about whether I am from his family, whatever, but maybe I will be remembered as Fali, the normal person who did a lot of things. Like my family is going to build up a new history here in Canada.
Well, and then it's up to you and all of us who are new and come from somewhere else to translate or transfer that history and those memories.
Sometimes it's very difficult.
It is,
Anita.
yeah. People have to want to listen, right? Like, I'd love to know more about this. This is just
Oh yeah, I
beautiful.
can see that. So
Look
it's
at the colors in this. Is this vegetable dyes, or where did the colors come from? Tell
happened
me.
to
Is
you?
this a botte? I think you call it that
yeah,
motif.
actually yes.
It sort of
it's
looks
called
like
paisley.
a paisley, but that's what
Paisley.
the British took, I think, as paisley. What is this original name, botte? And can you explain a bit about this? It's just beautiful.
Well, the thing about botte or bottegere or paisley is that we still don't know where the origin is exactly. Some people say it's Indian, some other people say it's Persian, but I just had a very thorough look at the story of paisley, and it's all about immigration, baby.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Yeah.
so basically, think about carpet patterns.
Yeah.
Some people think that this has been the cypress, the Persian cypress. And you know, the cypress is just like this, right? But after the history of Iran was transformed into the Islamic one, they thought that the one, like the ancient Iranians, showed that we are still the cypress. We are bending,
The tree.
but we haven't broken down,
Yeah.
and we have transformed into something more beautiful as paisley. So it's actually the storyteller of a past history, but transformed into something more beautiful, a paisley. Then it was just taken to India, and then it was transformed into cashmere paisley.
Kashmir, yes.
And it even became more beautiful, like very
Well,
delicate.
each time that something transfers, it also is embellished and added to.
I think so. Yeah.
But I think you told me once that it's kind of, Kerman and the geography, it's sort of arid, and so that there's not a lot of color outside, but when you come inside homes, this is where all the color is.
Exactly. So you can see like the colors are very sharp, and basically like this is what I barely see here in Canada. People prefer more like light colors, or not. They're not into using sharp colors that much, but they're in Kerman because basically you don't have any colors, like no colors at all, especially in the desert area. People thought, okay, let's just bring colors inside. And that's why whenever you go inside the Kermani houses, the Persian carpet, one of the best forms is the Kerman carpet. It's full of colors and patterns, somehow too much, like extravagantly.
Yeah.
too
Those are
much.
made from vegetable dyes, or
Some of
where are
them
these
are.
colors coming from?
I'm really sorry to say this, that the industry is fading away. People are trying to buy things that they need, not just because they're beautiful.
No, but think of all the work in this, all the hand
Yep.
stitching and everything, each thread, and how they all work together in some sort of harmony.
It is.
Threads, yeah.
Threads.
The stories that must go into this,
Yeah.
all the people who do that.
And think about all the people, like, this is part of the dowry. Like,
Okay.
it comes from rich families back there when they wanted to show that our daughter is from a rich family. They used to give her more of pate thingies, and it's part of showing what is the origin of your family.
Okay.
And then it was transformed into something that everyone uses, right? And I love it very much, not in the past, but right now I love it because it's part of my culture. And I didn't bring so much from my country,
It's
but
easy to put in the suitcase.
It's
and keep with
easy,
you
portable,
everywhere.
like-
It's like my carpets and my kilims.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that at my house, but I had in my living room a sumac kilim, and those are all made from natural vegetable dyes from Anatolia, and it's something that you can take with you.
Definitely,
when you travel,
portable.
and it brings some memories and some culture from back there here.
Speaking about history, I should just give you some colompe. This is also something that we're bringing from Kerman.
Lovely.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
It's
what are
palm-
these made from?
They're date cookies. So inside of it,
This one.
you know, they people in my region have a lot of dates just because it's energetic and they have to work so much outside. So they just try to have something like
It's beautiful.
the energy
Please,
bars
have one
you
as
usually
well.
have.
Oh,
Yeah.
this energy bar is nothing. This is wonderful. This is art.
How do you feel?
Where do you feel? I feel wonderful. Just lovely. And this is saffron on the outside, but I taste a saffron flavor in there.
Yeah. And after
And
that, you should
nar.
have yeah, anar.
Nar. You
just
say
spell it
anar, we say nar.
I still don't know where it comes from, but it's part of it's just part of the identity of Iranians. And sometimes
Well, I think it
about them.
transfers over as far as Turkey as well, because every year at the New Year, but that might have been adapted for the New Year, but they take a pomegranate and they smash it down at the entrance of the door, and it means bereket. Bereket. Do you use bereket as
Yep.
well? So it's good fortune, good chances. So you smash one, and you can see on New Year Day all of these outside doors being smashed.
That's sweet.
And it was also something like,
You should have it.
if
Go
you were
ahead.
to take one,
You can
you know,
take this.
again, it's sort of a metaphor for a geography or a group of people or a culture,
Yeah.
and
all
how
these
they're
pieces
all
together.
pieces together, separate but together in this wonderful encasing. It's beautiful. Yeah, I know pomegranate is very important for Iran and also for Turkey as well. We have them only seasonal, and it's just
Yeah.
something you wait for. You know
this
what
is
I
the time
love?
for it.
I love to wait for the time and the season of the fruits and the vegetables, that they're
Yeah.
eaten in their season, that they don't come from somewhere else, but that you wait for them. And so we would always wait for the autumn when they would come. They're not always
Right.
available.
Yeah,
And you
I
wait
never
in
thought about
season.
that.
Everything comes one after the other, just at the right time and just for the amount of correct time, so that
Yeah.
you just taste each rich flavor as
Yeah.
it comes, and you have a whole season filled with diverse flavors.
I'm going to tell you this about different celebrations that we have, like ancient celebrations. So, you're here in an Iranian house. Persian people love hospitality very much. They love gathering. They love to feast. You know, it's just like in their instinct, just to celebrate everything.
I went to a Yelda
Oh,
evening.
Yeah.
It was the best time I had in Saskatoon. It was just over in Le Relais, and I just was invited by one professor, and it was just amazing. The dance and
wonderful.
reading the poetry, and then the fall, and taking from Hafiz and drawing out your possible fate, or. But it also has a learning in it. It gives you a teaching.
Maybe why not just going and have a sit on the couch? We can just have more speaking about.
Would be nice. Yeah. Okay.
Just come join me,
Thank
and
you.
I'm gonna tell you more about Sufism
Ah,
and
okay.
poet